Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. I wanted to continue on my Legend series, and it's someone that I wanted to give long before as well. Someone who was an absolutely flamboyant batsman, and someone who was absolutely top class, outstanding against fast bowling. It has to be said, and he was one of the best hookers of a cricket ball. I mean, he who used to hook wearing his famous maroon white hat, and even sometimes without even a cap. I mean, against Australia, he has played some blinders. He has scored nine centuries against Australia, and he was an absolutely astonishing hooker and puller of the cricket ball. And he was a very graceful batsman and batted with a lot of ease. He would come in that category of hooper, like I always say, and he was a very elegant batsman. Had a lot of time to play shots, had wonderful drives, and was an excellent square cutter of the ball as well. I mean, he was really good of the horizontal shots, the square cut, and the pull and the hook. And he was the captain of the West Indian team for a while, more than a while, and he was regarded even as the best batsman for a short period of time. And he's also a match referee now, and he was one of the Wisden Cricketers of the Year in 1992 as well. I'm talking about the really flamboyant Richie Richardson of West Indies. Everyone who thinks of Richie Richardson will remember that maroon hat, white hat that he used to bat with, and that grace and elegance with which he batted. He was born January 12th, 1962 in Antigua, same place Sir Vivian Richards was born. And by the way, it is Sir Richie Richardson, not just Richie Richardson. He was knighted. And in all, he played 86 test matches for West Indies, and he scored 5,949 runs at a very healthy average of 44.39, and he scored 16 hundreds, which nine centuries came against Australia. And his highest score was 194 that came against India at Guyana in West Indies. And in one day matches, he played 224 matches and he scored 6,248 runs, and he scored 500s as well in one day cricket. And in first class cricket, he played a lot for Leeward Islands. That's where he played most of his first class cricket. And he also played as a foreign player for Yorkshire, the same county that Sachin Tendulkar played, who was the first. And he also played for Northern Transvaal in South Africa, like a lot of West Indian batsmen have played. And he was a prolific player for his club, obviously, and he was rated so highly. And he came into the West Indian team in that 1983-84 season against India, the Tour of India. And he came into a very, very strong and successful West Indian team that was captained by Clive Lloyd. And it's a big irony. The first tour that he came to India, he actually lost his luggage and he was left with a few clothes. And there was also another incident. I mean, Andy Roberts, the great Sir Andy Roberts, felt that Richie Richardson wasn't getting enough practice in the nets, and he felt that even the bowlers were batting ahead of him, and he was not getting enough practice and preparation. So, Sir Andy Roberts, being such a wonderful person, he went out of his way and he bowled to Richie Richardson just to make him prepared for the test series. So there is an interesting two things that happened in that series, losing that luggage and also this lack of practice, and Sir Andy Roberts doing that for him. And he was obviously rated very highly. He was such a talent, and everyone loved watching Richard Richardson. I mean, it was like a master on display. I mean, a lot of people like Hooper, Arunda De Silva, a lot of Richards, so they all come to mind when you think of Richie Richardson. And by the way, he took the captaincy of West Indies 1991. Vivian Richards had said that he would retire after the 1992 World Cup, and he was actually dropped from the team. And he had actually mentioned Haynes as a successor, but the West Indian Cricket Board gave the captaincy to Richie Richardson in 1991, and he was the captain in the 92 Benson and Hedges World Cup in Australia as well. And it is under under Richie Richardson that Courtney Walsh and Curtly Ambrose really rose, and they were they were leading the bowling attack for West Indies under Richie Richardson, Courtney Walsh, and Curtly Ambrose. And it is also under Richie Richardson that the great Brian Lara blossomed into a big batsman. I mean, he's established himself as a world class batsman under Sir Richardson's captaincy, Brian Lara, along with obviously Ambrose and Walsh leading the attack. And his captaincy was excellent. They were still dominating cricket, but it is under his captaincy in 1995. That was the 4 years after his captaincy in 1995. I've mentioned in some of my videos that famous Test series between Australia, Mark Taylor's Australia, and West Indies. And Australia beat West Indies in that Test series, and that was the first time ever that West Indies had lost a Test series after 1980, which is crazy. I mean, for 15 years they never lost a Test series to anyone, and it was Mark Taylor's Australia that beat them in '95 Test series, and they also won at Bridgetown, Barbados, Kensington Oval, which was a fortress for West Indies. I have mentioned in this Taylor's and many few of the videos. But Alex Stewart played that excellent innings for England, two innings, and England actually are the first ones to beat West Indies at Barbados, Bridgetown after a long time. And but Mark Taylor's Australia also beat them in that '95 series, and Australia winning in '95. And then '96 World Cup, there was a shock defeat to Kenya. If people remember, also West Indies had lost to Kenya. But after that, they came and beat Hansi South Africa in the quarterfinals, and West Indies went to the semi-finals as well. And even the semi-finals, they had started excellent. I mean, Australia were like I think 11 or 12 for four, and it's Stuart Law and Michael Bevan who did the repair job and got Australia back. And I think, if I remember correctly, it was 212 or something that Australia scored, and West Indies were looking like they were going to win and get into the finals of the World Cup. But then Shane Warne changed everything. Shane Warne had taken 4 wickets in that match, and he totally changed that one-day match, that semi-final, just like he did in that 1999 semi-final against South Africa. And Richardson's last match for West Indies was that 1996 semi-final versus Australia, and he never played international cricket after that. But after that, I mean, he has been a match referee in cricket, widely respected match referee as well. And there was actually rumors that he was going to be the Minister of Sport in West Indies, but it collided with his international cricket duties. I mean, this match referee, so he is actually a match referee now. So a lot of things, and I would really recommend people to please go on YouTube and watch Richie Richardson's innings, especially against Australia. Just go and search Richie Richardson versus Australia Test, and you will see some amazing innings. And there was this one match I'll never forget, where Desmond Haynes, the great Desmond Haynes, was hit on the helmet by an Australian bowler, and he went out injured. And Richie Richardson came without a helmet, and the very first ball was a bouncer, and he hooked it, and there was repeated bouncers, and it was all repeated hook shots, and he was really hooking the ball well. That is what I said a couple of times in my video. He was one of the best hookers of a cricket ball, and was also excellent on the square cut. I mean, but hook shot and pull shot was his domain, I should say. And he was just excellent, and he was a very graceful, elegant batsman. He had a lot of time to play his shots, just like Carl Hooper, and he batted with a lot of ease. And he was a prized wicket that any opposition wanted, Richie Richardson, because when he batted, the match was never won. So that is my video for this absolute legend, that absolute flamboyant, outstanding batsman against pace bowling, I should say. Again, Richie Richardson, who will give a lot of memories to a lot of people. I said we will, because when you think about Richie Richardson, there are a lot of things, and the first thing that will come to mind is that maroon wide hat that he used to bat with, and the ease with which he batted. I'm sure you will enjoy this video. People who really love cricket and follow the Legend series, please enjoy it, and please do check Richie Richardson's videos. Thank you, everyone. Take care. God bless you.